Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for returning. Trust you and yours are well. And you're loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you my subscribers. You're loved, celebrated, and of course appreciated. So we hear from Captain Ibrahim Traore why they have not exited, AU as they did ECOWAS. We are all aware that there have been plans put in place even by the present president of ECOWAS to see that he bring back the Sahel to ECOWAS. But the Sahel leaders are adamant. They've made up their mind. They've concluded that they are no more with ECOWAS, and that was why they formed their own alliance, the AES, right? And we also saw how they also decided to cut off from the ICC, and that one is we're still trying to watch and see, because there are some people who are beginning to advise them that they should not just let go of ICC. They shouldn't just exit ICC like that because of international relations. They gave reasons why they shouldn't. They're advising them to rethink their decision. But I think that the Sahel leaders have made up their mind, because they would not just stand up and make a decision that they have not thought about. And that is where we have the discussion of ECOWAS and of the African Union today. The African Union has suspended the Sahel state for some time now, and the Sahel state have still not left. They are still waiting. Now, I keep saying it here, there is no way that the Sahel will do something without thinking critically about that thing. And that was why when they said they were leaving ECOWAS, even with the time they were given to think, the 1 year the window they gave them to think and what have you, they still made up their mind. And I believe that the same thing that will happen with the ICC, because they wouldn't go in the first place to make a decision that they were leaving if they had not thought about it. Now, they gave the reason why they left ICC, they are leaving ICC, and they gave the reason why they left ECOWAS. We're all aware that when the Sahel began to kick out the hold of Europe and America in their region, the hold of imperialism, colonialism, and the rest of them, when they began to fight head-on with this evil, ECOWAS was really not in support of them. In short, ECOWAS worked with international bodies to destroy the Sahel. Like, there was a time that Nigeria was even planning to go invade, Niger, to fight Niger, because Niger decided to kick out the puppet leader. So we also saw that they gave reasons why they left ECOWAS, because there was no brotherhood anymore, and what ECOWAS claimed that they are for, they are not for that. And Julius Maada Bio, up until this day, is still doing everything possible to call them back into ECOWAS. Remember, when the former president was leaving, that's the president of Nigeria, when he was leaving the seat as the chairperson of ECOWAS, he had saddled Maada Bio with the responsibility of bringing back the Sahel leaders into ECOWAS. And that work is still going on. We have not seen the result of that yet. Now, Traore had given reason why, even with the suspension given to them by African Union, they have still not decided to pull themselves out of African Union. Let's listen to him and we'll take it off from there, Your Majesties.
I totally agree with you. Otherwise,
it's normal, it's logical.
With your permission, Dieudonné, I'd like to ask you a question about your relationship with another organization. What are you still doing in the African Union?
Good question. So I said that our situation with the African Union is so passive that we don't even know if we're in the Union or not. We've been suspended for a while now and no one talks to us. It's really complete radio silence. So I don't even know if I'm in the Union or not.
But shouldn't we also make a statement by taking a historic step, as was done with ECOWAS, by slamming the door on an institution that clearly doesn't serve much purpose?
I had a discussion with a diplomat from that organization, and afterwards we experienced the appointment of a so-called mediator. The president of Burundi, who was even supposed to come here last week, I think, but then there was a scheduling issue with us and we're waiting for him. We want to hear from him because we ourselves want to know why he's behaving this way. Because we don't want to make a decision without knowing their motivation. Why did they decide to demand this from us? Why are they behaving like this towards us? If we know their motivation, then if we leave, we could explain to our people, here is what they said, here are the reasons, and so we decide to leave. It's the same thing as with ECOWAS. We left, but if someone asks us why we left, we can explain it to you. But today, if we leave the union and we're asked, we don't know why they suspended us. Why are they behaving like this? Sure, they said that we did such and such, but as of today, I thought you
can also leave because you feel that it's an organization that works against Africa's interests. I don't think the African Union can take a revolutionary stance like the one you're leading.
Out of respect for certain people, that's why, as the mediator who was appointed and who has already sent his envoy to get in touch with us, we are waiting for him. It's really out of respect for this president. We are waiting for him. Let him come, let him address the dispute, let him tell us what there is, and we will tell him the conclusions of our discussion.
Mr. President, let's move on to the Black Sea and Russia. So science is the art of these instruments. You have done scientific studies. So during one of your visits to Moscow, you asked the Kremlin leader to teach us how to fish instead of giving us fish, to transfer technology to us. Now, I think today everyone agrees that relying on outside support can no longer continue. So where do we stand today regarding this technology transfer? Because you mentioned right away to your colleagues that one day we will even manufacture our own weapons. So where are we currently with this technology transfer?
I think they have clearly received the message. I stated it openly in 2023 during the St. Petersburg summit. We were given wheat. We shouldn't have to go and ask for wheat again. We need to be able to do it ourselves. If we are given fish, we need to learn how to fish. I think that with the initiatives we are developing, we have asked Russia to offer a certain number of scholarships to students so they can go and learn science. They agreed. So there are already people who have gone to study in certain specialized fields. If you look at the creation of the Atomic Agency, we already have students whom we sent last year who are currently training in the atomic field, which is an advanced technology. We will continue to send more every year. So there are several other fields where we have requested training. It's not just Russia, it's the whole world. We've even requested specialized training from China and sent students there. We're going there as well. Basically, we're reaching out everywhere we can to develop technologies and send students for formal training.
So, geopolitically speaking, well, the captain president is going to betray me today and has put Bukinard into orbit just like in the old days. How does it feel today? For a country like Bukinard, a small captain, what does it mean for you politically to be at the pinnacle?
Do you
still have your head on your shoulders?
Absolutely, my head is still on my shoulders. It's a burden to see that it's a global mission that has been entrusted to us. To see that everyone is interested in Bukinard. I wouldn't call it pressure, but it is a burden. It's a responsibility. And we have to take it on with all the necessary focus. We don't have the right to fail. Whether we like it or not, we are going to follow the will of the people because they are the ones who have asserted this. So as you said, we've seen Bukinard in orbit and we are working to keep Bukinard on this trajectory. To be the country of upright men, to be the model country, to be the country that will move out of this underdeveloped situation, to become, in a few years, a highly developed country, to achieve a miracle, because that's what people truly aspire to. And also to be able to contribute our voice and everything we have for the happiness of the world, if I may say so.
Since you became head of state, you have traveled very little. The only country in Africa you have visited is probably Russia, if I'm not mistaken. And we've seen your counterparts.
Now, I believe that most of you know that these leaders do not just make decisions because maybe they're just angry with one or two things. No, they don't just do things out of compulsion. They don't just do things that they are not sure about. While they left ECOWAS, there was a reason why they left ECOWAS. It was glaring. The reason was there. They stated the fact. They told us why they left ECOWAS. And if they were going to leave African Union, they would also tell their people why they are leaving African Union. And for now, they feel like, okay, these people suspended us. For now, we're not seeing anything. Like the journalist said, there's nothing wrong with you decide to exit a group that is not working for the interest of the African people. And he said something about respecting the leader, the leadership. Respecting the leadership. This shows us that these Sahel leaders are not just waking up and taking decisions. Before they take decision, before they make decision, they think critically about that which they are making. And they do not just jump out of a place because they want to jump out of the place. They want a concrete reason why they are leaving a particular body if they were going to leave ECOWAS today. So ECOWAS has suspended the Sahel countries for, of course, obvious reasons. And I believe they are doing that because Their puppeteers that told them to do it. That was why they suspended these countries. Because I don't see the reason why a sane African will see something wrong with what is happening in the Sahel. Now, when you look into this whole thing, the masses are not seeing anything wrong with what is happening in the Sahel. It is the political leaders who are seeing something wrong with the Sahel. Why? Because those who are funding them are Europe and America. And of course, Europe and America have something against the Sahel because the Sahel had kicked them all out. Just look at France today. See how France is suffering. In short, the very recent prime minister had resigned. Just within 24 hours, he had resigned. It's not up to a month where he was elected. I think while they did that election, I brought the information here. He resigned. Why? Because the whole system has become unbearable.
France is in the middle of a political crisis. Why? Money. It's got a massive hole in its finances, and lawmakers can't agree on how to fix it. One measure that's popular with voters is a tax on the super rich. The idea is simple. Anyone with over 100 million euros worth of assets could face a 2% charge on their fortune. It's the brainchild of French economist Gabriel Zucman, and most French people are in favour of it. Historically, though, wealth taxes have not been a winner. Many countries abandoned them because they didn't raise much money. Why? Too many loopholes. Too easy to game. Taxpayers, particularly the ultra-rich, can easily shield their assets by moving them offshore or putting them in hard-to-value places. Zucman says his plan is different. No exemptions, no loopholes. Everything gets taxed. Stocks, property, art, everything. Critics worry it'll hurt economic growth and send the wealthy overseas. They argue billionaires drive innovation and investment. Look at Silicon Valley, they say. Some economists say there are better options, like greater scrutiny of capital gains, inheritance taxes, and exit fees for those trying to switch to a tax haven. With a huge budget deficit to close, France doesn't have any easy choices.
They know that they cannot survive. It can't work. It can't work out. As far as that place where they are getting everything that was making them living a luxurious life had to them, there's no way they can survive without the Sahel. It's not possible. And this is the reason why the Sahel leaders are kicked out these people and are struggling to stand. And I don't see why well-meaning African leaders who claim that they are leaders should not support the Sahel leaders. We are beginning to see every day from what's happened in the Sahel for the past few years, we are beginning to see it's like it has opened to us a lot of things about the world. Now we understand, we can boastfully beat our chest and say that we are the ones who are feeding the world, because without us, the world cannot survive. We are seeing this evident in what is happening with the French government and the Sahel. Because Niger had decided to cut off the uranium that was going so freely to these people. Look at the way they are suffering. Look at the way things have become so hard for them. Riots every day because of harsh living. And it's not just France. The whole part of Europe that was milking from the Sahel are also suffering it today. So I just felt like, why not we listen to this and then you leave your thoughts and opinion there in the section. I will see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always your majesties. Bye for now.